Okay, so indie animation. It's had a rather interesting history over the last few years. If you've been watching this space recently, you surely would have seen success after success online. Thinking about it, for me it sometimes feels as if a new show or pilot is released on YouTube just about every other week. All of this success for me does make it feel as if we animation fans are enjoying a new golden age of indie animation. And these thoughts of a new golden age for indie animation have had me thinking about how we've gotten to this point. Of course, I do know that indie animation has always had a long and storied history, and I'm wholly unqualified to talk about that without a wealth of research behind me. But still, I do feel that I know enough to say that we are truly enjoying a new supposed golden age. How and why? Well, sit down, grab a drink, and I'll try to explain. Right, to start with, I want to ask you to put any idea you might have of some recent indie success out of your mind for a moment, and just think back to the year 2005, if you can, if you're old enough to remember. George Bush, he's just been inaugurated for his second term. Also, the objectively best Star Wars prequel was just released in theatres. And in the same year, YouTube has just launched, along with the earlier social media. Now, for better or for worse, the people of the world have just been given the power of the internet. And of course, they soon realised that they could do almost anything they wanted with it.
Holy shit! What is that?
And out of all this chaos, the first instances of online indie animation can be found. Sites like YouTube and Newgrounds, they gave people the ability to easily publish their own works and create their own online spaces for themselves and their audiences. Now, I'm sure that at this point, sites like YouTube did have one key element of what has allowed for a lot of the indie scene's so much current success. Although, at the time, I do also believe that these sites might not have been as popular as they are today. In the years since, however, this has definitely changed. Our world today is more interconnected than it has ever been. YouTube and social media are all more popular than ever, with all kinds of other apps and sites always competing for everybody else's attention. But still, thanks to all of this recent technological development, it's also never been easier for someone to find exactly whatever it is they might be looking for. And for creators, this has meant an easy way to publish your own personal work, in addition to having a massive user base at your fingertips. And this is what I think has allowed for a lot of the indie scene's current success. Now, I'm sure that whenever people hear anything about the indie animation scene on YouTube and its current success, they instinctively think about pilots and shows like Hazbin Hotel, which does make sense, considering that when that show's pilot released, it released making a splash akin to that of the tsunami that sank Atlantis. But seriously, indie animation is more than just its shows and pilots. It's also the personal works of individual artists online, many of which have managed to find success and some notoriety sharing their own work on YouTube and across social media. Now, I know you think I might be getting a little sidetracked or something, but this is really something I think is crucial to understanding this new golden age of indie animation. Social media and YouTube have made it easier than ever to share your own work and build your own following. Today, artists are just as much able to profit from their own work than anyone else. Previously, artists had always been dependent on things like festivals, conventions, broadcasters, and everything else to share their own personal work. But today, publishing your own work is so easy that basically anybody can do it and build a following. Now, having watched the space recently, I've seen so many different success stories. Hazbin Hotel, Hell of a Boss, Soria, Long Gone Gulch, Murder Drones, The Amazing Digital Circus, Catching Up. I've seen them all. And with all of them, I've seen how the creators' enthusiasm for their projects has been shared with their audiences. Thinking about it now, social media and YouTube are putting the creators front and central and allowing for both to build a following. And to prove my point, you just need to look at people like Vivian Medrano and LS Mark. Both have now created their own shows, and both have built a following on YouTube and social media, although they did go about doing so differently. Also, just to say this now, LS Mark has put out his new show. It's really good. Go give him some love, he deserves it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Thanks to places like YouTube, artists like Vivian have managed to build their own following, as well as build anticipation for their own projects. Artists like Vivian and people like Mark, of course, started out in different ways, by doing live streams, making content, drawing, all these different things. But in the end, the final result was the same. They built a following for themselves, and they built anticipation for their own projects. And this is what I think is integral to understanding this new golden age of indie animation that we're enjoying now. Now, I'm sure that we are enjoying a new golden age of indie animation, and I'm sure that we'll only see more and more success stories now that we know what is key to actually understanding that new golden age that we've found ourselves in. And so with that, I've finished my rather oversimplified view of the indie animation scene. And so, now that the video's over, I want to ask you guys, did you enjoy this short video? Are you enjoying the indie animation scene? Is there anything out there that you feel that I should be watching, enjoying, or just know about? Well, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you think of the indie animation scene. And just before I go, I want to say that with this new golden age of indie animation, there's just one thing for us all to do. And that's just to continue to watch, continue to enjoy, and continue to support those people out there who are working so hard to create their own stories. Yeah, we're enjoying a new golden age, so please, just support those people out there working to do the things that they've always dreamed of doing. And let me know in the comments what you've been enjoying about this new golden age of indie animation. And with that said, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the YouTube stuff, and bye.